What is Gucci, everybody? I hope you guys like this saying. I say it in every video because I like saying it, and everyone needs a catchphrase. In this video, we are going to be going over how to get your photos into whatever app you're making in Swift. It's actually not that hard, but if you don't know how to do it, I found that Google did not help me a lot with this topic, and that the book I have, I'll show you guys the book. iOS 9 has come out now, but programming iOS 8, it's huge. It's really big. It's really deep. This is my head. This is it. It teaches you about everything you need to know: how to get photos, how to deal with maps, how to deal with views, and how things work on a very complicated way. It teaches you how the iOS APIs work. But here we go. The first thing you want to do when you want to see all your photos is you want to import photos. And I do that here on line 10. That is crucial. Also, I want to note that I have a lot of other code in my project already. I will copy and paste this code into the description below, or a link to a gist of it on GitHub. But what this code does is, I'll run it right now, is it just creates a collection view. And this collection view is just going to be a bunch of circles that are red. And in this video, we're going to upload all our photos, and we're going to put them inside these circles, and I'm going to show you guys how to just extract all your photos from your photos library that's default on your camera and put them there. And what happened is I forgot to give my cells a background color. Okay, so here you go. I have a collection view which has a very similar API as a table view, but for now I get 5 circles. And you can look at this code later for more insight into that. But now we're going to go about getting all our photos. After we have imported our photos library, we are going to create, I'm going to create an array, and this array is going to be holding PH assets. Now, a PH asset is an individual photo. There's 2 real new class types that are introduced when handling photos. There's PH asset, and then there's PH collection. And as you can see in the description, it says the PH collection class is an abstract class that defines behavior shared between photos collection classes. So basically what it allows you to do is have an album. So a PH collection is a photo collection. A PH asset is just one individual photo. It also can be a video or anything that can be stored in the default library, which I believe is photos, audio, and videos. Okay, but now we just want all of our photos, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to use the PH asset. I'm going to use a class method, and we're going to use fetch assets with options. Now, in this case, we're going to give it nil for options, and PH fetch options can be a lot of different things. I won't go into it in this video, but it can be like only get photos after a certain date, or between 2 dates, or photos that have another property, or your first 5 photos. But in this case, we're going to get all the photos, so we're going to just do nil, and we're not going to care about anything else. And I'm just going to make that let results equal that, and then after we fetch all the photos, we're going to enumerate or loop through all of them with a handy method supplied to us by the returned assets. And we're going to enumerate objects using block. We can also do enumerate objects at index, which gives you the index, but we don't need the index. And what we need to do is enumerate them using this block. And I'm going to keep that stub there so that we know what we're getting. And so I'm getting the photo, which is the any object. I'm getting the integer, which is the index. I want to call that I. I'm going to make that integer. And then we're getting the Boolean, which is an unsafe mutable pointer. And I don't really need to name that. It will be done for me, so I'll save myself the time. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to take var p, I'm going to set equal to photo as PH asset, and then I'm going to do self.photos.append P. Okay, so now to go over everything that's happening, I need to get rid of this block right here. I have a block. That's what enumerate objects using block takes. And within that block, I'm giving the photo that I'm given the photo I'm enumerating through. But it's given to me as an any object, as it could possibly be a video or a panorama. A panorama would also act as a photo, but you'd want to check to handle it differently. In this case, I know my camera only has photos. So I would simply handle it as a PH asset. Then I'm going to append this to my photos array back up on line 14. Pretty easy, and this is in my view did load method. So this all happens before my collection view or my circles load methods. So now that we've gotten this, we've gotten all our PH assets, we now need to convert these PH assets into UI images. They are not UI images yet. That is something very important. As we go down here, let me get this centered up. Now we are going to use the PH Image Manager. And the PH Image Manager is going to take our PH assets and put them into images. We do this by using our PH Image Manager, requesting that image for that asset. So, depending on, we are now going to use the array, and each asset is going to be converted to an image. And we do that by using request for image. First we have to give it the asset. So in this case, I'm going to use my photos array, and then I'm going to use the index path dot row to get the current index that this collection view is going through. Then I'm going to give it a CG size, the size I want it to be. In this case, I'll do 100, 100, so the images won't be that big. Okay, content mode is something you definitely want to experiment with on your own, but it is, in this case, we'll use aspect fit, and content mode is how you want your image to fill up. So if you have a small image, do you want it to blow up to fit your entire screen, or do you want it to stay the same size and keep its accuracy and not stretch out and look discombobulated per se? Options, we're going to put nil here, and then our result handler is when we actually get our image. So img, and then the NSObject, NSArray handler, I'm not sure what that does, and we're not even going to use it in this video. So we're just going to say, we can also give it an exclamation mark, just because. And well, we can give it an underscore to say, okay, we're not going to use this. So then I'm going to take the cell that I'm populating in this, I'm going to make the cell.background view equal a UI color, and that UI color is going to take a pattern image, and that's going to be img. Then I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to hope for no errors. And I need to give my img exclamation mark because it is a UI color to a type of UI view. Ooh. Oh, let's make it background color, not background view. My bad. Okay, the build was successful. I highly encourage you trying this out on your phone. It will work even if you have videos in your camera. I am currently having a problem trying this out on my phone with the new update to El Capitan, and I plan to fix that. I postponed making this video. Okay, as you can see here, we now have each circle with the background of the photos. These are the default photos your simulator comes on. So that's it. Also, we probably want to make the length the number of photos in an array, because that will match our photos. It turns out that we only have 5 photos in our default simulator, at least in my default simulator. So that's good. So now you know the ways to get images. You gather the PH assets, and then you turn those PH assets into images using the image manager, the default image manager, using request image for asset. Other than that, It's a little bit of experimenting and options to get exactly what you want, but other than that, have a great day, guys. Ask any questions below, and have the best day of your life.